Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jasmine, also known as Bubble on Ice. You can find me on Tumblr as well as Instagram and YouTube. Today I'm doing a reading for Armie Hammer, uh, just as requested by my followers. Actually, I have quite a few requests regarding Armie Hammer. He is a very popular character amongst my readers. I have received a lot of questions concerning him. What's going on? Will he do a comeback? I also receive a lot of questions concerning him and his relationship to Timothée Chalamet, and also questions concerning his relationships to um, his ex-wife, and so on and so on and so on. um, so since there are so many questions, I will have to split this reading into, because there is no way that I can do everything in one go. Um, I have to pull a lot of cards, and as I said in a previous reading, I don't have a big enough table. So I'm gonna split this reading into. Today we're gonna take a look at two of the requests. One is about I have a follower that wants to know a little bit about how the situation surrounding Armie, how is that going on. We're going to take a look at that, and we're also going to take a look about whether he's gonna do a comeback soon. Before I go on, I just want to clarify a couple of things. This is actually one of the hardest reading I have done. It is hard because we are looking into some very serious matters here. It is serious matters concerning real people, and whatever I present to you today, in one way or the other, I know that someone will be offended and someone will disagree, no matter what I say, because we have opponents, people who have different point of views when it comes to this very matter, and they are very serious about their opinions as well. So before I go on, I just want to say that I'm not here to offend anyone. I'm not here with my own point of views, or I'm not promoting any of my own interest in anything. I'm reading the cards and I'm interpreting them as as well as I can. So please watch this video with an open mind, okay? Because it is really not easy to do a reading like this, but it's interesting nonetheless. So yeah. So before I go on, I want to show you the cards. Here are the cards that I have pulled for Armie Hammer. Okay. Maybe you are already able to identify some of these cards. You will see that there are a lot of heartaches, a lot of negative emotions, destruction, regrets. It is really not an easy reading. There are lots of complication here, dark energy, secrets, things that are unspoken, things that are unrevealed. There are some truths, some lies, um, some false basic assumptions, misunderstandings. There's a lot of mix of there's a mix of many things on many levels. It is not just like right or wrong. No one is completely right and no one is completely wrong in this situation. It's just a very chaotic situation. There are a lot of energies, a lot of energies. And I'm not even sure how to do this reading at all. How do I even make this understandable? How do I do this without offending anyone? There's a lot. There's a lot of he said, she said, they said kind of energy. A lot of people involved, a lot of outsiders involving themselves, and no one is really completely guilty here or completely innocent. This is a situation where everyone is trying to shit on someone. It's a shit show. Everyone is having their own motives here, one way or the other. People getting hurt. And also people outside of this, they have an opinion. Everyone have an opinion, even when they are not involved. They just want in this drama. They want a piece of it. There are too many people who want to have a say, but they don't really know the details. They just get things from rumors, gossips, and then they make their own assumptions. So actually there are only a few, a handful few who actually has first-hand information about this situation. But everyone is pretending like they know something. Everyone is pretending like they know all the details. And I think that's a lot of the problem here. I don't know if you're familiar with this game. A lot of people play in parties. One person would start to whisper something to the person next to them, and then this person is supposed to whisper the same thing to the next person, and so on. So the story goes around the table, and when you reach the last person is supposed to, tell the whole table what the original story was. But when the story has gone around the table, it comes out always completely different. And this is such a case. The story is passed by one person to another, and then in the end it just turns out to be something completely different than the original. There, as you see in the cards here, there's a lot of hurts. You can see it from the images. A lot of people are hurting. The hurt is real. The tears are real. The psychological and emotional effects are real, both sides. Everyone who is rightfully involved in this situation are victims, one way or the other. It is really a very unfortunate situation because no one actually wanted this to happen. It was not planned. I see that a few people who really knows something has not come forward yet, or they are not coming forward. I don't know why. It's like that. There are people who could actually have prevented this situation from, you know, they can't prevent it completely from happening, but they could have stopped it at an early stage. So this person or these people, they are feeling very guilty right now. They bear this heavy heart energy. They feel very guilty right now. It's like that they are protecting themselves. They're not saying a word. They are being very coward. Seems like they don't want to be dragged into this. You know, it's about someone. Either this is a person or several persons, I'm not sure. It's like they would easily be accused as well if they start speaking about this. That's why they stay completely quiet. They withdrew from everything. They pretend that they know nothing. And Armie is actually very disappointed about this because a little more support may actually have been a good thing for him. So he feels kind of, he feels sort of let down, betrayed, if you want to. I see mental disorder here. I see that something tells me about split personality, schizophrenia, something triggered by loneliness, and of course also drugs and substance abuse, blackouts. It's about, you know, physical abuse, family members, suicides, some kind of psychiatric illness. This is psychosis driven. It's someone reliving some traumas in their life that has driven them to do things that they wouldn't. It's like there has been some medical complication at birth. Something already at the beginning of life. Complications at birth. I'm even afraid to speak about this because it is so serious, and I feel like maybe this is not my place to you know, express all this. But I'm just trying to interpret the cards, so please just you know. But this is about drugs and substance abuse that leads to even more aggressive, you know, behavior. It is like a few things combined together that became the worst case scenario. There's a lot of chaos, manipulation, unfortunate circumstances, breakdowns, regrets, triggers, someone being suicidal. I feel like Armie, he is like a riddler. He's the kind of person that likes to speak in riddles, kind of in a mystical ways. He has a lot of internal jokes with his friends. He sometimes makes people second guess. He's kind of like, when he is amongst friends, he has no filter. He has a lot of random thoughts and expressions, and he's not always very careful with what he shares. He just shares his inner thoughts, and he's not always mindful about the word he uses. He's not being mean, he's just being very careless. And sometimes, things just comes out from his mouth because he's unable to control, because he has this mental instability. Which is probably caused by some kind of medical complication. He has a lot of inner frustrations, and bad memories, traumas. A lot of incidents that are not easily explained and not easily understood by other people. He doesn't understand them himself. So he has a lot of dark thoughts, mental problems. He's a very jealous person. He can get very possessive and obsessed. So when he is in a dark place, he unfortunately he makes a lot of bad decisions. He creates a lot of misunderstandings, and sometimes he's kind of self-destructive. He does things to hurt himself. And he's not really a very good communicator because he is not a direct person. He is like he kinds of he how do I even say this? He uses a lot of nonverbal cues, and sometimes he uses very long sentences, very difficult words, and he doesn't explain himself well enough, so he creates a lot of misunderstanding between himself and the person receiving his messages. And that can lead to several problems because things don't always go the way he expects them to. He thinks that he has explained something, but actually he hasn't. Because sometimes we can't assume that the other person will understand what we mean. Sometimes, people talk past each other. But yeah, something unfortunate definitely happened here. You can see it in the cards. We have the devil. That represents a lot of bad addictions, obsession, sexual desires. You have the tower. The tower is complete destruction. You have the Ten of Swords. Someone has been pierced with 10 swords. And you have the Moon, which represents secrets, hidden truths. And you also have, the Hermit, that is withdrawal. Three of Swords, that's heartbreak. He's received a lot of judgment. There's no doubt people are judging him. And then you have the Hierophant reversed. The Hierophant upright position usually means a man who is very traditional in his he's religious. He is tradition based. He likes to follow the rules. But when the Hierophant is reversed, it is the opposite. And we can see that unexpected outcome, things didn't go the way I planned. reveal, sabotage, self-love. He's trying to, heal himself. He's just trying to recover. Dishonesty by lying. I ripped us apart. Regret. So there's a lot of regrets. And I dare to say that something triggered this. Something triggered this. I pulled a few other cards as well, and how this is how I kind of interpret them. I can't even look at you right now. He's embarrassed by this. He knows that he didn't want this to happen. It happened, and he is very sorry. He's very bothered by this. He at the same time he's terrified. He's terrified. I want a fresh start with you, and I sometimes wonder if you care. Oh, there's another card. Do you even care? He's asking someone, do you even care about me? Do you care about me? I feel like that something triggered this. Something triggered this. At one point, I think he was left alone. That's why we get this Hermit card. He was left alone. He felt lonely. He was heartbroken by someone. That's why we have that card. Someone that he regarded highly. Maybe someone he loved, maybe someone he respected. Someone he regarded highly left him. Just left him. And he was carrying all the burden by himself. He had no one to turn to. He was like in a good place above the clouds, and this person, just abandoned him suddenly. Abandoned him. I sometimes wonder if you care. Someone abandoned him without an explanation. Someone just left him without a goodbye. And that is when he spiraled. That is when he started to I think he started drinking, taking drugs. He probably did that before as well, but when this happened, he really, got heavy into the drinking and drug abuse, and that created this tower moment for him. He just became very self-destructive because he was so heartbroken. He was so heartbroken that he just didn't care anymore. And when that happened, his dark sides started to emerge. And I think he wanted to make someone jealous in the beginning. That is why he had all this, that's why he started reaching out to all these girls. He wanted to make someone jealous. He wanted these girls to show him off, and that's why he probably showed off these girls as well, did he? I don't know. He was married though, right? He was married, but I have a feeling that he didn't. That didn't stop him by showing off these girls that he reached out to. He wasn't exactly keeping them as a secret. He was open about them. He wanted to make someone jealous, so he reached out to these girls, but he ended up being caught in this web he couldn't get out of. He kind of snapped. He was self-destructive, and he was drinking, and he was taking drugs, and he was heartbroken, and he was lonely, and he just, snapped. The one that he needed the most left him when he needed them the most. So it caused his world to collapse totally. You know, the tower, his world collapsed. And I kind of feel like that he gave up everything for this person, and this person just left him in the dark. And it was like with no explanation. He didn't understand what was going on. And he had, and one of his traumas, you know, one of the most, one of his fears is being abandoned. And this person abandoned him, and that triggered something in him. It brought back some, you know, old traumas. So there were lots of anger and bitterness, heartbreak. So he lost control. He made a mess, and he started worrying. But he was caught in this web, and he couldn't get out. And you know, and the cycle continued. Because at one point he was hoping that to make this person jealous would bring this person back, because he was kind of saying, look at me, I'm devastating, come back, help me. And this person has helped him a lot in the past. I feel like they have spent a lot of time talking about his traumas, talking about his problems. And when things were difficult, this person has always been there for him. This person has probably helped him to his feet more than once. But this time, nope. It got too much for this person as well. I think it got too much, because at one point, I actually think that this card, I'm terrified, is not about Armie, but it's about this person. This person was getting, you know, scared. It was too intense. His problems were too intense. So this person was like, nope, I need to block you out of my life for my own good. I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak about you. You are, you know, actually you are forbidden fruit anyway, because he was married, you know, and this person doesn't want to get hurt. So because this person is hurting too. He was hurting too. And this person carries a lot of guilt. And Armie was wondering, you know, do you even care? Do you even care about me? You know, look what I'm doing here. Do you care? Are you coming to help me? But this person here is terrified. But luckily, you know, we see that there are regrets. There are regrets, and so he is fully aware of the things that he has done. It was in a moment of breakdown. It was a moment, you know, he was in a dark place. He wasn't fully aware of his doings. Now, I'm not trying to excuse him for the things that he has done, but you know, sometimes people do make mistakes. And we do bad things. This is, of course, a very bad thing, and a lot of people got hurt. I don't know how many people this is about, but some people got hurt, and But the good thing is he realizes that. He realizes that. Um, and he's not proud of the things that he has done. He is in a healing process. As you see here, self-love, I'm still trying to heal. He is in a healing process, slowly, steady, with minor fallbacks. He's still very much in the dark space. He's feeling very lonely. He's feeling very judged, watched. But he's slowly healing. He's trying to stay positive. It is very hard. It's very hard. He is in a very lonely place. He is facing a lot of critics, a lot of public humiliation. He's very embarrassed. That's why I say I can't even look at you now. He's very embarrassed. He wants to hide, but he also understands that if he was to get things back as how they were, you know, he can't hide. He just wants things to be back to as they were. But, you know, he will need a lot of time. There will be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of healing. He's following supervised programs. He's bonding to his closest friends and family. He's trying to rebuild his network and relations with people. And he's honest to himself. He's admitting to mental issues and he wants to change. And his heart is very heavy because he's aware of the things that he has done, the hurt that he has caused other people. He's also very heavy because his heart is also very heavy because of the lack of people's understanding from where he's from. You know, because from the outside, people sees an evil human being, an evil man, a monster. But what he's trying to say is, I'm not evil, I'm sick. I'm not proud of the things that I've done. I am a victim too. I need help. So he's gonna need a lot of time, a lot of time to build himself up, to get back he needs to work himself out of these mental issues. He needs to, you know, have support from his friends, his family, try to understand his own mental capacity. How this will unfold, I guess we will have to see. But Armie is completely aware of what has happened is very unfortunate. He wished that he could undo a lot of the things, but he can't. So this is what I have about this situation now. Things might change, you know, after a while. So there will be possibilities to look into this case again, you know, after a while. I also got a question concerning whether he will have a comeback or not. These are the cards that I got. concerning to his comeback. From the first card here, you'll see that there's a lot of, fighting, battling. Three of Cups. I look at that card as friends supporting each other, teamwork. Four of Cups. I interpret that card as someone coming forward with an offer to him. You see that hand with a cup coming out from a cloud. That's an offer. And this Six of Wands is someone riding, and receiving public achievement. And we have cards that say more patience is required. Stop focusing on time frames. So we are not getting any time frames here. The card is not revealing any time. But what I get from this is now the question is whether he will have a comeback. Now I reckon that this means a comeback to the movie screen as an actor. I might be completely wrong. It can also be come back to his life. If this means coming back to his life, he's already starting on a recovery journey. The journey back to his life is going to be a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes maybe he even needs to stop and step back and restart. It is not going to be an easy journey. It will take a lot of time and dedication and therapy, hard work. He will need a lot of support from friends and family. In a situation like this, friends and family are very essential. When it comes to a comeback to being a public figure like an actor, that is something that is going to be very risky. Now he will know, no matter what he does, he will have to battle his way. Because someone is going to side him, he will be judged, but he will also receive, appreciation. He will. He has a lot of supporters, so people will be happy to see him to do a comeback. But you will also experience people that will really judge him harshly. So a lot of people will cheer for him, but there will also be equally the opposite happening. So he will need to weigh his options carefully, the good and the bad. He will need to start with people that he trusts and have maybe people that have a lot of influence in the industry. Maybe start with working with people who will, sanction goodwill from the public, who will kind of help him to drag him back into the big picture. I sense that there will be a comeback. I'm not sure when or how, and the cards are not exactly, revealing anything either. So maybe this will begin with minor work or maybe work behind the scenes, but it will happen. I feel that it will happen because of this card. This card is about being, acknowledged by the public. It's about achievements. So yeah, I do feel that it will happen, but things need to settle first and he needs to recover. So his main priority now is to heal and to put things behind him. He needs to find peace. At least that's what he really should do. He should really prioritize his mental health. He should prioritize, making things right before working towards coming back as an actor. Now he still has people who believes in him and people who are persuading him to participate in the projects. That's why you have that cup coming out from the clouds. Someone is offering something, but he's still not ready. But he will slowly, emerge back to the public eye. And I sense that from now on we will see and hear more of him. But the time is the factor, that how, when the big things are gonna happen. We don't know yet. But he needs to plan this, as there are people, who will weigh everything he does and say in the worst possible way. So he can't just, jump on the bandwagon and go back to being an actor. He has to plan this carefully. And I think this is going to be, all this is going to be a big issue for many years to come. He will need to be very strong. He will also need more people to stand up for him. People who are willing to show him support in the open, not just not just secretly, but in the open. Now, as well as support, he also needs people who will be direct to him when things get bad. He needs to hear it when he's intolerable. He needs people who speak their minds. He needs people who will keep him accountable, but yet support him. Not enablers. He doesn't need enablers. He needs people who true friends, not even devoted fans, but true friends, who wants what is best for him. Show him devotion, but not at all costs. He needs people to stop him when he does things that is not good, and people who keeps his spirit high, fuel him with positive thoughts and not drain him. And he needs to be sober. He needs to be healthy. He needs to start to make good choices for himself, for his family, for the ones that he holds close to heart. And he also needs to work up the courage to repent the things that he has done, ask for forgiveness, and pay his debts. If he is able to do so, he will feel so much better, and he will also make the lives of others much better. He will receive forgiveness if he only asks for it. This is what I have for today's reading. As I say, it is not an easy reading to do, because the things that we're looking into are such dark, heavy, serious stuff. And I don't want to judge anyone, and I don't want to offend anyone. Something definitely happened here. Someone needs to be held accountable. But at the same time, he is not an evil man. He is just a very troubled person who lost control because he suffers from traumas, and he can be self-destructive, suicidal. So I think the important thing is to remember that everyone has their own struggles. We really shouldn't, judge too harshly. Everyone needs a little bit of kindness. So please just take this reading as it is. I hope everyone is okay with this reading. And I'll get back to you in part 2. Bye bye for now.